In the days of Noah, the world was very different from today. It was a time marked not only by human beings but also by beings known as the Nephilim. These Nephilim are described as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. The sons of God are often thought to be angels or divine beings who descended to earth and formed relationships with human women, leading to the birth of the Nephilim. The Nephilim were considered giants or mighty warriors, known as the heroes of old, men of renown. They were extraordinary in both size and strength, and their presence had a profound impact on the earth. The Bible hints that the Nephilim contributed to the increasing wickedness and violence during that era. Their very existence was a sign of the natural order being disrupted and boundaries between the divine and the human being crossed. As the human population grew, so did their sins. Widespread violence and corruption filled the earth. It wasn't just the ordinary people who were corrupt. The influence of the Nephilim, with their immense power and possibly tyrannical rule, exacerbated the chaos and moral decay. This period was characterized by a disregard for righteousness, with people consumed by their own desires and the earthly powers that dominated their lives. Observing the corruption and the overwhelming wickedness, God felt a profound sorrow for creating mankind. Genesis 6 verses 5 to 7 states, "The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. And the Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them." The moral decay led him to make a difficult decision, to cleanse the earth through a great flood. However, amidst this widespread corruption, there was one man who found favor in God's eyes. In this dark time, Noah stood out as a beacon of righteousness. Described as a blameless man who walked with God, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was righteous and blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. He maintained a close, obedient relationship with God, exemplified by his faithful response to divine commands, such as building the ark, a monumental task that likely subjected him to ridicule. Unlike others who ignored warnings of impending divine judgment, Noah diligently warned his generation and attempted to lead them towards repentance. His commitment to righteousness not only set him apart socially and morally but also positioned him as a key figure in God's plan to preserve life on earth through the flood, underlining his role as a leader, protector, and preserver in a chaotic world. The key lesson from the comparison is the need for vigilance and preparedness. Believers are called to live in a state of spiritual readiness, actively engaged in righteous living and aware of the transient nature of earthly life in anticipation of eternal realities. God instructed Noah to build an ark, a large boat that would save him, his family, and pairs of every type of animal from the impending deluge. Despite the mockery and disbelief from the rest of the people, Noah followed God's instructions diligently, preparing for the flood that would wipe out everything else on earth. Noah's leadership extended to his immediate family, who were the only other humans saved during the flood. This indicates his influence and guidance in maintaining their collective righteousness amidst a corrupt world. God provided Noah with specific dimensions and materials for the ark. Genesis 6 verses 14 to 16 details these instructions, including the type of wood to use, gopher wood, dimensions. The ark was to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high, and the design features like rooms, a window, and a door. This level of detail ensured that the ark would be structurally sound and watertight. God instructed Noah to coat the ark inside and out with pitch. This acted as a sealant to make the ark waterproof, crucial for protecting the occupants from the floodwaters. Genesis 6 verse 22 states, Noah did everything just as God commanded him. This obedience is a key aspect of his character, showing his willingness to follow God's instructions fully, without hesitation or doubt, even when such tasks seemed enormous or illogical. Noah's commitment to righteousness required resilience, as it meant standing against the prevailing cultural and moral norms. His life was a testament to his unwavering faith and moral courage. Finally, the flood came. It was depicted as catastrophic, covering even the highest mountains and wiping out all land-based life except for those aboard the ark. It lasted for 40 days and nights of rainfall, followed by several months for the water to recede. After the floodwaters receded, the earth was cleansed, and Noah, his family, and the animals disembarked to begin anew. God made a covenant with Noah, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again, symbolized by the rainbow. The flood can be seen as a divine reset button, a drastic measure to cleanse the earth of its corruption and start anew with Noah, who is described as a righteous man, and his family. The story portrays the flood as both a punishment for the wicked and an opportunity to re-establish a more harmonious world under the stewardship of Noah's lineage. The story of the Nephilim, their contribution to earthly corruption, and the subsequent divine judgment through the flood emphasizes themes of divine justice, human responsibility, and the consequences of moral and spiritual decay. It also reflects the biblical narrative's broader motifs of redemption and renewal following divine intervention.